playing hits after hits after hits on the Keep Pushing Journey of Faith show, man. I'm your boy D-Bake, and we're back. And look, today I have a queen on the line, Dr. Kelly Glow, for a special interview today. Dr. Glow, how you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Everything is everything. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to conduct this interview. I'm really excited about what's going on with you and everything that you got going on. I'm really excited to really allow you to give you the chance to talk to my audience and tell them what's going on. So I'm really excited for the interview today. Appreciate you taking this time.
Oh, man, I'm overjoyed right now. Thank you for giving us this platform to share what we do. You know, it's a journey of faith for all of us, so let's just do it.
Absolutely. So do us a favor. Take us for a second. Take us down, your journey of life from start until now, and tell us who Dr. Kelly Glow is.
Sure. So a lot of people don't know, but I was born in Los Angeles, in Compton area.
Yeah.
My father, not until I was around 16, he became a Lutheran pastor.
Okay.
Prior to that, he was a coach in the community. So he was really well known.
Yeah.
He taught Little League, and also he taught at the community college level. So he was really known, in the community as Coach Mims. And my mother, she was a registered nurse.
Okay.
So even though it was a setting, people know Compton is notorious for, lack of opportunity and poverty and gang violence and stuff like that.
Yep.
Even though that was my environment, my parents really, honed in a lot of core values in me. We went to church.
Yes.
My father was Baptist and my mother was Lutheran. So I grew up 2 Sundays out of the month, I would worship in a Baptist style, and then 2 Sundays in a month, worship in a Lutheran style.
Wow.
So that was really unique. But we were always, active in church. So I'm what they call a cradle Lutheran, meaning I was born Lutheran.
Okay.
And
Okay.
It's very unique to be African American and Lutheran at the same time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, crisis has always been in my life. Around junior high school is when I went through catechism, and I confirmed and affirmed my baptism, because I got baptized before I can even speak.
Okay.
But you go through catechism and you kind of learn more about the Bible and what it means to you, and then you're able to kind of affirm, yes, I believe this for myself, and not just my parents.
Yeah.
So, I've always carried those values all throughout my entire life. But I got introduced to hip-hop at an early age, too. Like, I was that one in the hood who would gather up all the homies, and I would teach them dance routines and stuff like that.
Wow. Okay,
Like, I was always very just creative. And I just love the culture. I remember watching like Rap City and Yo MTV Rap, and just being mesmerized by all of that.
Yep.
So I guess 2 things in my life that I always loved was Jesus and hip hop. But I didn't start rapping until the end of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a funny story because I just would dance really crazy. My parents, it's kind of like the Boys in the Hood story. We moved from Compton out of Atlanta when I was about 14, 15, which was a blessing, such a blessing to be able just to get out of that environment and be able just to thrive, So I thank God for that opportunity. But I was riding a bus and a guy approached me. He said he wrote a rap song, and had a part for a girl, and he wanted me to hear it. And like, I don't know why you asking me, but okay, it was like really random.
Yeah.
So I listened to it, and I just remember it being one of the worst things I ever heard, in life. And I was just like, this is terrible. I said, girls don't even talk like that. I was like, I don't even rap, and I could do better than that. Wow. And I promise you, that's how I got started rapping.
Wow.
So it's been a long journey. So fast forward after college, I was involved in the underground scene all through college. I went to American University in Washington, D.C.
Yep.
And so I just, kept current. my skills and things like that. But after college is when I started to, I guess, use my gifts to glorify God. Yeah. And I created Kelly Glow Entertainment in 2002. So, and that's also when I put out my first album.
Yep. Okay. Did you struggle with, when you first got started, did you struggle when you first got started rapping, being a Christian and rapping, did you have a struggle there with those two different worlds? I mean, could you see how you could be a Christian and rap at the same time?
Yeah, you know, like just being active in my church, it was a natural progression.
Yeah.
Like my buddies, they play, you know, they were the musicians for a worship service. So after service, we would just clown around. You know what I mean? When they're playing the benediction and all of that, we would stay back and create songs and stuff like that.
Awesome.
And my father always asked me to do things. Like whenever they had a youth service, he's like, can you do something? Can you do something? So no, it wasn't too much a struggle. I think for me, I always, when you listen to my music, I always wanted to make sure that I was aligned with the word as close as possible based on, you know, my interpretation of what that meant. So you'll hear me quote scripture verbatim or quote theology verbatim in my music a lot, just because I felt that it was important to be as relevant and as accurate as possible.
Got you. Wow. Okay, so speaking of music, I can't wait to ask you about this single that we just played, Lord's Prayer, featuring Luke G. Now, I just got to tell you, when I heard this song, I actually was sitting down and me and my wife were listening to it, and I was like, this song is hot. I played it probably 20 times the first time I listened to it. And I just want you to talk to our audience, talk to us about the creation of the Lord's Prayer, because that's a hot one right there. That you really got something going with that song right there. So talk to us about that song.
Wow, thank you, King. So, well, like I mentioned, there's a rite of passage that people go through in different faiths, and Lutheran is one of them, the catechism. So during that time, you spend time doing Bible study, and you learn about some of the sacraments. So you learn about holy baptism, you learn about holy communion, you study the Lord's Prayer, the 10 Commandments, and also there's a creed called the Apostles' Creed. And so I was just thinking, okay, this year is the 500th anniversary of the Reformation.
Okay.
With Martin Luther, he protested against the Catholic Church. And so that was 500 years ago. But him doing that spawned all of the Protestant religions that we know today. Methodist, Episcopalian, Lutheran, just all of them.
Wow.
So I was just thinking, what can I do to kind of make those core sacraments and those core things we do as Christians kind of relevant for our youth today? And so the Lord's Prayer is one of those. Shout out to Tone Jones. He produced that track. When I heard it, I was like, I have to do something to this. It's just really kind of like that old school kind of boom bap, hip hop kind of style, you know, snap your neck type of thing. And Luke G, he is just amazing. Shout out to him. I knew that I wanted someone. I heard singing on there, and I knew I needed something strong and faithful, but also just relevant and fresh and new. So I reached out to Luke. He said yes. It took a little time, but we finally, you know, put that together. And I did not want to stray too far away from the word. So that's why I just I basically say the Lord's Prayer. I add a few little words in there to kind of explain why we say what we say. But I repeat it because I just really want it to, be in people's spirit.
That's awesome. And like you said, exactly what you said about the song, that's exactly how it made me feel when I heard it. I'm an old school hip hop head. I'm originally from Boston, so I'm kind of like a Northeaster. And when I heard this song, I didn't know you were from California at first. So when I heard this song, I was like, she must be from New York, because it kind of gave me
from New York, right?
Yeah, it kind of gave me that up north sort of hip hop feel, and I was like, man, that kind of brings back memories. But it's really hot. Good job on that one. Really good job.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a hybrid. It's really crazy because I'm, originally a West Coast girl, but I also spent some time on the East Coast, so I kind of have this West Coast, East Coast thing going on. It's crazy.
Hey, it's all good. It sounds good, and you're doing the Lord's work, and you're definitely, a team player and a vital player in this kingdom building process, so it is all good. Let me ask you a question. Reading through your bio and checking out your website, I noticed that you use a lot of acronyms. You have a lot of acronyms on your website that you use to help your ministry. Like you have GLOW, you have the acronym for GLOW, you have the acronym for hip hop. Talk to us about GLOW and the acronym for that, and hip hop, and what that means to you.
Well, I gotta say that big up to the teacher, KRS-One.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And he says often that rap is something that you do, but hip hop is something that you live.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I am hip hop, and I study the culture. And people who really study the culture, they consider themselves templarists. And I'm on a mission right now to become a hip hop cultural specialist.
Okay.
And so with that, there's a book out there. People ought to check it out if they want to dig deeper. And it's called The Gospel of Hip Hop.
Wow.
And it's narrated by KRS-One.
Okay.
So a lot of the acronyms that I use actually come from that teaching.
Okay.
So GLOW, GLOW, is simply short for God's leading our way. And then hip hop is a higher infinite power healing our people.
Yes.
And then there's several other acronyms for hip hop as well.
Yeah.
But like you said, being a hip hop head, it's always been about uniqueness. It's always been about creativity.
Yeah.
It's always been about knowledge, and understanding. And I think I'm just a perseverance of the culture.
Okay.
And respect it, and I just try to bring that back in the music that I do today.
Absolutely. Now, I know you're very humble, because what I'm about to talk about right now, I had no idea until I went to your website. You didn't put it out on Front Street. You didn't blast it out, when I was communicating with you through email or text or whatever. But you have your doctorate degree, which, by the way, congratulations, peace, blessings, many kudos to you, because that's really a great accomplishment. And talk to us about how education has played a part in your life, not only with religion and your ministry, but also just in your life in general.
Thank you so much. Education is vital. It's critical. And that's one thing that my parents has always encouraged me, even at a young age. My father, he would tell me, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be something.
Oh, yeah, he's speaking it into
both
existence.
Of my parents, both of them were college graduates. They have their bachelor's, and then my father went on and got his master's in divinity.
Wow. And
became a pastor. I'm first generation in my entire family to go as far as getting a doctorate.
Wow.
And it's very important to me. I have a lot of cousins who weren't as successful, especially males in my life. Either they've been incarcerated, some of them, have passed very early on before they should have. So I felt that it was important for me to be a model and example for my siblings, the ones under me, and the rest of my family, and then just also, people around. I never would have dreamed, being a young girl from Compton, that I would be able to accomplish such a feat.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And but I knew that I had to do something that I love.
Yes.
Because when you get at that level, you're spending a lot of time and energy just reading.
Oh, yeah.
And so you might as well read something that you really enjoy. And so I chose hip hop. Now, that was a battle in itself.
Amazing.
I had to continually convince and prove my committee that it was a viable topic worth studying.
Right.
But it really wasn't as hard as I thought. I remember doing one search for academic writings on hip hop, and I got 14.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
so, and that was just growth in between, let's say from 2009 to 2012. So
Yeah.
there's probably even more,
Yes.
you know, after that. But there's a lot of people like you, myself, who are part of the hip hop generation who are now coming of age.
Yep.
And we're in powerful positions. You know, we're politicians.
Yes.
We're administrators.
Yes.
We're CEOs. You know, and all of that.
Yes,
and
yes.
your hip hop, when you're hip hop, it follows you.
Absolutely.
You know, you don't just leave it at the door.
Absolutely.
You know, because it's a way of life and
Absolutely.
it's a culture.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah. So I try not to always just throw it out there because some people, you know, they get a little indifferent or they feel like, you know, they have to act a little different or something like that. And I'm like, trust me, I'm a roundaway girl. You probably know a lot more than I do in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm just a scholar in that area in education and hip hop. That's all.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right. You know, hip hop it's a movement, it's a lifestyle, it's a generation. I mean, it's a way of living. And that's what I love about Christian hip hop, and that's what I love about the Christian hip hop artists like yourself. Like, you're reaching a generation that knows hip hop. And so oftentimes I'll have people actually tell me, you know, I can't feel Christian hip hop. I don't like it. It sounds too much like, and I just try to tell them, but you got to understand, like, there's a whole generation of people that live and breathe this. And so it's needed. Like, we're supposed to reach all souls, not just, you know, a particular group of people. And so, you know, you guys doing the Christian hip hop thing, you know, hats off to you and salute to you, because we definitely need to reach out to that generation, because it's large and, you know, it's only growing and growing and growing. So thank you for all the work that you're doing.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. So I'm
going to continue.
So not only do we have Dr. Glow on the line, but there's some buzz going around in the Christian hip hop community, the gospel community. Rep the King Mag is coming out with a summer issue this year, and it's titled Queens of the Culture. And you, ma'am, have been nominated as one of the Queens of the Culture. So go ahead and talk to us a little bit about that nomination and what it means to you to have that title now as one of the Queens of the Culture. I know you don't want to give away too much because you want people to get the magazine, but if you can, give us a little sneak peek into the importance of that for you.
Oh, man. Special shout out to Stedman and Lucy Robinson. They're the new owners over at Rep the King magazine for, you know, just stepping out of the box, for, you know, blazing a trail and doing something that, to my knowledge, has never been done before. It's an entire magazine issue dedicated to women in Christian hip hop artists. And so I know myself, being a female Christian hip hop artist, you know, a lot of people it's lack of awareness.
Yeah.
They don't even know we exist.
Right.
You know, but I'm in a chat group with 50 other women who are Christian female hip hop artists, and they're all over, you know, spanned all over the country, and even a couple internationally. Yep. So we are out here, and we are making strides. So it's an amazing, amazing magazine article. Please go get your subscription. Go check it out. You're going to be amazed. You're going to find out about new people, and you're also going to be able to go back and hear from some of your favorites. So I'm just honored and humbled to be a part of it. And I just love all the ladies out there. It's a hard grind. It's not easy. You know what I mean? It's all of them.
Absolutely. I mean, this industry, you know, for the most part, it seems to be a male-dominated industry. But the tides are changing. You know, the queens are stepping up, and the queens. First of all, I don't want to say the queens are stepping up. Y'all have been there. It's just that, you know, now y'all are finally starting to get the recognition that you have been deserved to get. And so, tell us a little bit, if you will. I want to challenge you real quick. Talk to us a little bit about, you know, the current state of women queens in the Christian hip hop industry and where you see it going from here. Where do you see it just going in the future?
I feel like the time is now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in my opinion, 2017 and moving forward, it's the age of the woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about bringing it back home.
Absolutely.
And I think that the women can lead that charge. They can lead the way.
Absolutely.
I've been on several tickets or bills where I would be the only female for the whole entire night.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there's women in the audience, they're automatically drawn to me just to see their own likeness on stage.
Absolutely.
You know, but vice versa, when you go to any church on any given Sunday, it's going to be probably filled with more women than it is men.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, that's a misbalance there.
Yeah.
You know, so we got to start to balance the playing field. There's a lot of women out there who need to be fed, you know, and who may or may not necessarily get that from a male Christian hip hop artist.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of people, you know, I think in the past they felt like they may not be able to relate with what it is that we have to say. But if you go back and listen to it, most of the time we're talking about the same exact God.
Yeah.
We're all serving the same exact God. We're praising the same, you know what I mean?
Yep,
so
exactly.
yeah, you can relate to quite a bit of what female Christian artists have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, a lot of people are they're taking their craft more seriously.
Yes.
They're investing, you know, more.
Yep.
And so with that being said, that's why, you know, you have some people have more resources than others.
Absolutely.
And so they're able to get out there. But it's really no excuse for anyone. In this 21st century, with all the technology and stuff we have now, there's no reason why anyone should not be able to really pursue their dreams, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Whether it's being an artist or being a radio personality like yourself or anything. There's so much out there now that's a lot more attainable.
Absolutely.
So I think with that, you're going to be able to see and hear a lot more from the women. But and a lot of us are strong. Like it's not easy to be in hip hop.
Right.
Like you said, it's male dominated. I feel like my opinion is like one big fat man cave or it's like one big fraternity. You know what I mean? And they hardly ever you don't want the girls around. So if this girl does come around, she has to be tough. You know what I'm saying? I know myself, like I was a tomboy growing up. And probably the majority of the women who do this probably were or had a lot of brothers or something like that, you know. But we do have a tough skin and we're ready. We're rolling up our sleeves and we're like, let's go.
Absolutely. and man, I'm excited. I am excited. Like you said, Rep the King Mag is blazing the trail. I don't know of anyone who has done this. As a matter of fact, I remember when Stedman and his wife were kind of asking, you know, what do you think? They're asking people to guess what they thought, who was going to be on the next cover of the magazine. And I had a couple of guesses, but I had no idea that they were gonna do the Queens of the Culture. And when they dropped that, I was like, oh, that's a golden ticket right there. That's it right there. That's hot. That's what needs to be done, and it's time. And I'm looking forward to getting my copy for sure. And I just want to say that, you know, the gospel, it does transcend across male and female. You know, it transcends across both sexes. But you know what? There are women in the world that need other women, or there are men that need other men, and so each male and female are needed. And so, like for instance, I have a daughter, and I can only teach her so much. My wife has to step in as another female to help her grow. And so for her to be able to see other women doing everything that men do, you know, soon we'll have the first female president. We've got female Christian hip hop rappers. We got female senators. We got female governors. We got female doctors. We got female dentists. So for her to see that lets her know that she really can accomplish anything that she wants to accomplish. And so, like I said, you guys are you're role models for other women and just people in general to know that nothing can hold you back if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, and not only that, but some of the young men need to see positive female role models in their life. You know, the social media is bombarded with a lot of negative images, you know. So it's good to be like, hey, here's a female here, and she's not half naked all the time.
Got you. Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? And she's speaking positivity, and it is out there, and it can be done.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. You're giving, you're showing a lot of males what a queen looks like. You know what I'm saying? What a queen is about, how a queen conducts her business. So kudos to you. Kudos to all the queens on Rep the King Mag. Man, I wish we could interview every single one of them, but
yes,
we'll see. But hey, like I said, congratulations on that. You're doing big things, and again, I really appreciate you doing this interview. It means a whole lot. So this is what I want to do. We're about to spin your latest single, okay? And it's called "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God." All right, so talk to us about that. Talk to us about the creation of that, and what was your intent behind that particular track?
Okay, sure. Before we do that, I just want to say that it's just on my heart to say that the list in the Rep the King magazine, this issue, it's not a complete list.
Sure.
It's just the beginning.
Sure.
I don't want people to think that those are the only women out there who's doing something, making moves.
Absolutely.
So just know that there's tons of women all over the place, and that's just the beginning.
Absolutely.
But with that being said, A Mighty Fortress Is Our God. I'm so excited about this. This is epic.
Mm-hmm.
I thank God for trusting me with the responsibility in doing this. But what I've done is I've taken the original text written by Martin Luther, probably sometime around 1517 or so, and I'm doing a cover song of that now. So in commemoration of the 500th anniversary of the Reformation of the Protestant Church, Kelly Glow is doing a cover of Martin Luther's "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God." And it is dope. I love it.
Yes.
I'm so excited to kind of bridge the gap between 16th century and 21st century.
Wow.
And so that's what it is.
Wow. Amazing. And that, thinking like that is not only going, I mean, that's very creative, and you're dropping so much knowledge right now. Like, you're speaking about things I don't know about, but I'm gonna go and research. It's very, very interesting, and so I'm sure that the people listening to the interview are feeling the same way. Like, you have so much knowledge, and your creativity behind the creation of your music and your ministry is awesome, and that's gonna keep you around for a long time. And it's my prayer that you're very successful and that you are around for a long time. And so once again, thank you so much for doing this interview. Congratulations on your nomination, and you're doing a great job. I mean, I don't know how many times I can keep saying that.
Well, thank you so much. I love, the encouragement. Sometimes, it gets rough.
Yep.
And you feel kind of lonely out here, and you're like, why am I doing this? But then when I get to talk to people like you, who get excited again, and I get excited again.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So do us a favor. Tell my audience how they can contact you. What's your social media? What's your website? What's your email? You might have some people out there that's listening, and they just want to contact you just for some mentorship. How can they get a hold of you?
So it's really easy to get a hold of me. I have a website. It's kellyglow.com. So that's www.kellyglow.com. And the entire EP is available for free download. All you have to do is go to the website.
Wow.
And you'll be able to hear the music and get your own copy.
Wow.
And then all of my social media is Real Kelly Glow.
Yes.
So at Real Kelly Glow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of that.
Wow. Y'all better go ahead and visit kellyglow.com, KELLYGLOW.com, and download that music for free. Free 99, like the best deal.
Yes, Glow with Grace.
Yes. You better go download that music right now and be blessed. Kelly, do us a favor. Go ahead and front announce "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God" for us. About to spin right here on the Keep Pushing Gender Faith Show.
Yes. What's up, world? This is your girl, Kelly Glow. Please check out this brand new single, "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God." Let's go.
Let's go.